Hello guys, I hope you can hear me over the noise. I mean, in some ways I hope you can't. I don't think I'm overstating it when I say that is the greatest night in the Emirates Stadium's history. 2006 we moved to this stadium nearly 20 years ago. And this is the kind of night which the likes of Arsene Wenger, David Dein, Danny Fiszman dreamed of when they built this ground. The idea that Arsenal could have 60,000 fans making a noise like that, competing with a club like Real Madrid, not just competing with them, beating them with players on the pitch who cost £100 million plus. That is the dream that those visionaries had, and it's taken a long time to bear fruit. We're still waiting for a league title, we're still waiting for a Champions League trophy. But when we do eventually get there, tonight, I am sure, will feel like a significant milestone in that journey. Just extraordinary. I was sat in my season ticket in the North Bank, and it was just the most extraordinary night. Arsenal was superb. Madrid, well beaten, lost their composure by the end of the game. Camavinga sent off, Bellingham protesting about stamps that didn't take place. Beaten by 3 fantastic goals, 2 dead balls from Declan Rice. I'm sure you, like me, have been waiting to see him over those direct free kicks. His set-piece delivery has been so good from corner kicks. Well, tonight it was even better from those free kicks. Stunning, stunning goals against one of the world's best goalkeepers in Thibaut Courtois. I said we paid over £100 million for him. That's why. Some players have a special charisma, a special capacity to deliver in big moments. Declan Rice dragged West Ham to a European trophy. Declan Rice, we saw it so early in his Arsenal career when he scored that late winner against Manchester United. Declan Rice has a nose for glory. Declan Rice has an intuition, has a bravado, has a willingness to seize the moment that makes special athletes. And Arsenal bought a special athlete there, and he delivered big time tonight. It's not just about him. Arsenal were fantastic front to back. You know, this is a Madrid side with real threat, real talent in attack, and I have to be honest, you know, there hasn't been a player I've seen at this stadium who's made me nervous in quite the way Kylian Mbappe did for some time, maybe since Lionel Messi was here. You know, every time he got the ball, you feared the worst, you feared something could happen. He is so dangerous. But in the second half, Arsenal marshalled him really well. Arsenal were commanding. And actually, I think 3-0, there can be no arguments. You know, at 1-0, I was thinking, if this stays 1-0, we've been hard done by here. We deserve more. Chances came and went. There were moments, you know, clock crosses that flashed across the box, headers saved, Rice, Marino, and we got what we deserved in the end. Listen, front to back, I thought Arsenal were outstanding. David Raya very composed. Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. What a moment! What a night for him. I remember, you know, the last game that you can compare to this really is Barcelona's visit, and was it 2011? Arsenal beat them. Jack Wilshere had an outstanding night that night. It was off the back of a summer where Barcelona had been trying to sign Cesc Fabregas, talking about his Barcelona DNA, and that night Jack Wilshere showed them what Arsenal DNA looks like. I feel like Miles Lewis-Skelly had a similar performance tonight. You know, it's difficult to be as eye-catching when you're playing as a left-back rather than a creative midfield player, but he was superb, got the assist from Marino, so brave on the ball, so confident in these situations, so physical, riding challenges at 18 years of age. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Other players, I think, definitely deserve mention. I'm just going to give a quick hug to my cousin.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Thomas Partey, I thought, was superb. He looked like a player who's played in countless Madrid derbies, not intimidated by this opposition, not intimidated by this
showed his experience, showed his composure. Rice, we've spoken about. Marino, the job he's doing for a guy who's not a centre forward is astonishing. Bukayo Saka, not fully fit, but still had his moments, had his, caused danger. Julian Timber, brilliant. William Saliba, in the absence of Gabriel, a huge onus on William Saliba. I thought he was so good tonight. I thought he looked a class above. And there'll be talk of Real Madrid, I'm sure, this summer, next summer, and beyond. There'll always be talk of Real Madrid and William Saliba. Well, let's hope tonight stays in his memory, because Madrid were well beaten by Arsenal here this season.
Let's do this! Let's go back!
And what else to say? Jakub Kiwior, listen, I didn't want Jakub Kiwior to start this game. I had my doubts, had my concerns. Mikel Arteta got it absolutely right. Team looked stable with him in there. Huge night for him. He goes down in folklore with the likes of Philippe Senderos, Mathieu Flamini, Emmanuel Eboué, players who weren't expected to be part of our first choice back four and made a massive contribution to famous nights. Before the game, there was two tifos in the stand. One of Thierry Henry, I think celebrating at the Bernabeu in 2006. I'm going out to Spain next week and I cannot wait for that, let me tell you. But another one saying, make it happen. And the Arsenal fans responded. They made it happen tonight. The atmosphere was superb. It was tense. It was an intense, draining game to watch, but the atmosphere was fantastic. But I'm sure that would have been part of Mikel Arteta's message, make it happen. He spoke about wanting to write their own story, and they have done that now. But I wonder as well, would he have said something about, don't let it all be for nothing. The season that you've had, the suffering that you've endured, the pain, the injuries, the red cards, the suspensions, the disappointment, the cut exits. Don't let all those things be for nothing. Let's go away from this season with something. And Arsenal do now. They go away with a historic night. And they might go away with more. Because Arsenal, you have to say, are 3-0 up, strong favourites to progress now. Bernabeu will be its own test. A test unlike anything this team's faced before, but they've got some cushion going into that game. And who knows after that? Who knows? But let's not look too far ahead. Let's enjoy this for what it is. I spoke about 2006 and Arsenal went out of that tie, but I still think about that night. I was here that night too, and there have been sort of core memories in my time.
Sorry, slight hiccup there technically. I was talking about 2006. 2011 rather. I have certain core memories as an Arsenal fan. The Invincibles in 2004, Paris in 06. And I'd say that win against Barcelona in 2011, I think it was, is right in there. It was such an important night. Felt like a huge... felt like almost like a christening for this stadium. One of those moments where it felt more like home. One of those moments where memories are built, and we've had another one tonight. We've really had another one. If you were here, you were very lucky indeed, very fortunate indeed. Very, very special. And as you know, the club, football and the club is a big part of my life. And those core memories, those core moments, I think are what drove me to do that, what stoked those fires in me of passion and wanting to talk and write about Arsenal and these great moments and great games. And I think of younger fans who won't remember the Invincibles, won't remember the run to Paris, won't remember us beating Barca here. And this will be a huge moment for them, and these players will enter mythology. We will be talking about tonight in 10 years, 20 years. I guarantee you that. And a new generation of people will be writing and talking about Arsenal and coming to games and buying shirts and all those things because of nights like tonight. Trophies are really important, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you win a game that feels special in its own right, on its own merits. And tonight's absolutely one of those. Speaking of new generations, I've got to give a shout out to my cousin Sam and his wife Claire. Their daughter Peggy was born at the weekend, and She's been a little bit unwell, so she and her mum have both had to stay in hospital for, I think, the first week of her life. And Sam managed to leave the hospital for a couple of hours tonight. He's the season ticket holder, goes home and away watching Arsenal to get to the game. And I bet he's glad he did. This one's for Peggy. Welcome to the world, welcome to the Arsenal. Not a bad way to start. Thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you can hear me. The din here is considerable. A really special night. Enjoy it wherever you are. If you want to do me a favour, subscribe to the channel. We'll keep growing it. I'll keep doing these, but it feels fantastic to share it all with you. I'll see you in Madrid. I might have to do another video about this game, to be honest. There's too much to talk about. I'm sorry for anyone I forgot who deserved a shout out, but what a night. Take care.
Fucking hell! Fucking hell! Who the fuck is Roberto Carlos?